It was supposed to be a defining moment in Prince Harry's ongoing rebranding. A live interview on the Today Show with Savannah Guthrie. NBC had teased the appearance for days, promoting it as a rare, raw conversation with the prince about fatherhood, freedom, and the pressures of public life. The studio was glowing, the audience buzzing, and Savannah stood poised at the center of it all. When Harry entered, dressed in a navy blazer and tie-less collared shirt, the crowd erupted into polite applause. His smile was warm, his manner relaxed. "Great to be here," he said. Savannah smiled back. "Let's talk," she replied. The first few minutes covered safe ground: his Invictus Games work, parenting anecdotes, and adjusting to American life. But Savannah, as always, shifted gears when the time was right. "Let's talk about accountability," she said. Harry raised his eyebrows. "Accountability for what?" And just like that, the tone shifted. Savannah leaned forward slightly. "Some people say you've traded duty for media, that in stepping away from royal responsibility, you've embraced celebrity more than service." Harry's smile flickered. "I respectfully disagree," he said. "I've never stopped serving. I've just changed the arena." Savannah nodded slowly. "But what about the timing? The Oprah interview, the Netflix docuseries, the memoir, was that healing or strategic?" Harry's posture stiffened. "It was truthful," he replied. "Sometimes truth makes people uncomfortable." Savannah didn't miss a beat. "But truth is subjective, isn't it? Especially when the other side doesn't get to respond." Harry's eyes narrowed. "The other side has the most powerful platform in the world. They've always had the final word." The audience grew tense. It wasn't hostility, it was disbelief that this conversation was spiraling so early. But Savannah wasn't done. "You've said repeatedly that you were silenced," she continued. "Yet you've done more interviews in 3 years than your brother has in a decade." Harry's tone grew sharper. "Being visible doesn't mean being heard. There's a difference between platform and permission." Savannah, ever the skilled journalist, pressed again. "But who decides when enough has been said? Critics say your narrative hasn't evolved. It's still about the past, the hurt, the press." Harry's face hardened. "Healing isn't linear, and I won't apologize for naming what happened." Savannah nodded. "But can you understand why some view it as monetizing pain? That word monetizing cut deep." Harry leaned back, his voice cool. "Do you ask American veterans that? Or only British royals?"
Ow.
The tension was now palpable. Producers exchanged glances. The segment had veered from planned discussion into televised confrontation. Harry tried to regain composure, pivoting to talk about his mental health work, but Savannah returned to the family issue. "Let's talk about your father," she said. "You've said he stopped taking your calls. Have you reached out since?" Harry hesitated. "I'm not here to litigate family drama," Savannah pressed again. "But the public drama is what made headlines. Isn't that fair game?" Harry looked down, jaw tight. "I came here to talk about the future, not to be interrogated like a defendant." Savannah raised her eyebrows. "This isn't a courtroom. It's a conversation, one you agreed to." The atmosphere chilled. Harry stood his ground. "This isn't a conversation. It's a cross-examination." Then, in a shocking move, he reached up and unclipped his mic. The camera operator hesitated. Was this staged? No. Harry was visibly frustrated. "Done." "Are you walking away?" Savannah asked. Harry looked her in the eye. "I'm walking toward peace." With that, he stood and stepped off the platform, leaving the host, crew, and live audience in stunned silence. The control room froze. The producers had seconds to decide how to frame the moment. Savannah turned to the camera. That was Prince Harry, and that was unexpected. The segment cut to commercial, but the internet didn't wait. Within minutes, hashtags like #Prince storms off, #Harry v Savannah, and #Royal walkout exploded on X and Instagram. Every news outlet in America clipped the footage. Commentators weighed in. Memes were born. Viewers debated whether Savannah had gone too far or if Harry simply couldn't take the heat. The incident overshadowed the entire show. By the time the Today Show returned from break, the clash had gone viral. Asterisk, backstage. Harry's team scrambled to contain the fallout. A rep issued a carefully worded statement. Prince Harry left the interview due to an unexpected shift in tone that did not reflect the agreed-upon scope of discussion. NBC pushed back within hours. No topics were off limits. Prince Harry was aware of the questions. The battle for narrative control had begun. Meanwhile, Savannah remained composed. On social media, she trended alongside Harry. Some viewers accused her of ambushing a guest. Others praised her for holding him accountable. The debate raged across cable panels, podcast recaps, and morning after roundtables. Was this a PR disaster or a media masterstroke? Asterisk, within a day, international headlines joined the frenzy. British tabloids gloated. Harry melts down on American TV. Royal commentators called it a communications catastrophe. Us morning shows dissected the footage frame by frame. Body language analysts chimed in. Harry blinked rapidly, classic sign of stress. A late-night host had a field day. Jimmy Kimmel joked, "If you're looking for Prince Harry, check under the table at the Today Show. He's hiding from Savannah's questions." But behind the jokes was a deeper question. Had Harry finally hit the limits of media sympathy? Asterisk supporters flooded his social media with messages of encouragement. "You don't owe them anything," one post read. "Protect your peace." But critics were louder this time. You wanted to be heard. Now you're running. The incident fractured public opinion. Even Meghan was dragged into the conversation, with headlines asking, "Did Meghan approve of this interview?" Some insiders claimed Harry regretted agreeing to live television. Others suggested it was orchestrated controversy drives numbers, but no one could deny it. The clash was real, and it raised serious questions about Harry's media strategy moving forward. Asterisk, by the end of the week, NBC released the full, unedited interview, tense, unscripted. The views skyrocketed. The network framed it as a win for transparency. But Harry's team doubled down, labeling it a breakdown in trust. Rumors circulated that he had canceled upcoming appearances. Meanwhile, Savannah, ever composed, addressed it briefly at the end of the week's show. Sometimes the truth is difficult, but difficult doesn't mean disrespectful. It was the only comment she made, and it spoke volumes. For her, the moment was closed. For Harry, it was far from over. Asterisk, as the dust settled, one truth remained clear. This wasn't just an awkward interview, it was a cultural moment. A clash of royalty and media, vulnerability and scrutiny. Harry had come seeking understanding, but walked away exposed. Savannah had asked the questions many feared to voice and paid the price in controversy. Whether Harry returns to American media anytime soon remains uncertain. But this moment, it's already etched in the archive of live TV history. For the Today Show, it proved once again that the truth, no matter how uncomfortable, is always the real headline. Prince Harry's appearance on the Today Show was set up as a groundbreaking exclusive. After months of public scrutiny, tabloid chaos, and escalating tensions between the Sussexes and the royal family, NBC teased it as the interview that changes everything. As millions tuned in live, expectations soared. The stage was calm, neutral-toned, and Savannah Guthrie greeted the Duke of Sussex with her trademark smile, polished yet piercing. At first, it was cordial. Harry spoke about his recent projects, his memoir, mental health initiatives, and adjusting to life post-royalty. But then, Savannah shifted gears. Her tone sharpened. "You've criticized the institution, but don't. You think you've profited from it more than anyone else?" she asked. The studio went silent. Harry blinked. "Is that your view, or the producer's?" he asked, voice clipped. The warmth was gone. Guthrie, unfazed, pressed forward. "A question the public deserves answered. You walked away, but you wrote a book, filmed documentaries, and sat down with Oprah millions made, yet you speak of trauma. Isn't that ... contradictory?" Harry's jaw tightened. "It's not profiting from pain. It's telling the truth. The fact that it makes people uncomfortable doesn't mean it's invalid." Savannah leaned forward. But why now? Why so publicly? Why continuously? If the goal is healing, why keep reopening the wound? Harry exhaled slowly. Because the wound never closed. And people like you keep poking it. A hush settled. The live broadcast crew stiffened. It wasn't supposed to get this tense, this fast. But Savannah's expression didn't soften. We're asking questions the audience wants answered, she said. Ash, Harry shot back. Or the ones you think. Will go viral?